last stream of the year. Bear with me, I'm messing with my audio levels. Apparently my music wasn't audible last time. So, thanks. Chat, testing. Thanks. Chat, testing. Test. Headset. Alright. Just testing the audio if you're just tuning in. Getting, trying to get my music balance going. I'm gonna call it good enough. Let me know if it's bad. I can make an adjustment. Let's get into it, because I've only got about an hour. Thanks or two. So I was told by my friend that the last stream didn't really hard to read the text, so I'm now streaming not an ultra wide resolution, 19 by 1080. So hopefully this will be a little better. And I've reduced the Twitch overlay presence on my screen. Let's see how this goes. All right. So we're in chapter 3, the final chapter of the game. I've already imported all of the backgrounds, and now I need to start hooking up the props. So all the things that you click on in the game, that's what I need to hook up next. So we'll start out in this. Honestly, it might take an hour to do just this. Find out. So this is well, I don't want to spoil too much, but this is somebody's office at this chapter. Spoil too much. So the first thing we're going to be hooking up is the computer, which is honestly the most complicated. But first I'm going to... So this is the actual... hide the computer. I've already copied the computer over from another scene, and we'll be modifying it. So this is the background that I currently have for this office. It's missing a lot of props, which is what I'm basically doing. But I want to hook up a temporary background that I've made. This is BG Lab Office. I want to hook up a temporary one that I've made, which actually has the props in it. So the reason for that is I want to be able to line up the props pretty closely to what they were in the original artist rendition. So I've got a temp background here. See, if I hide just this background, it hides everything because it's all fake. It's all baked into the background. All these props that you will click on, all the clues that you will look at, they're all fake. And I put temp here just to make double sure I know which one I'm looking at. Always a good idea. As you can see, the computer monitor is not line up what I have. Can kind of get it a little, scale's a little off, tiny bit off, but that's okay. Won't matter when we put the real one in. I mean, when we put the real background in. That's close enough. But I do need to adjust that. You can see this green box here. That is our collision box, and so that's what we use for the mouse to know if it's clicking. You know, you can click on it or not. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Excuse me. And I'm going to actually duplicate that. Paste component as new. That'll make another one up that they're grouped together. I want that one to come. You have to hit this edit button. This thing is really finicky. The edit bounding volume button, really finicky. Like if I click away from it, it's like, nope, you're done. Oh my gosh. So if you gotta be really, really accurate. So I'm gonna get the bottom part of this stand. Down. Yeah. Oh, you see there, I did it. I missed it, and it's gonna unselect it. So annoying. Wish there was a way to like lock in that mode. So I'm done. Okay, so now if the mouse, as you can see my mouse, if the mouse comes over here, here we can actually just hit play. It should highlight. It'll be horribly broken if I click on it, but highlight. Ignore her. So there you go. You can see that collision box working pretty well. If it's comes in here, side, so you can imagine that invisible happens. Yeah, it's all. Excuse me. So the computer large, I'm going to need to redo this background because this background is basically copied this from Thomas's office in the previous chapter. So I'm going to have to take this and make it look like the right, I'm not going to do that on the stream, but make it look like the correct scene. So you can see the background is like a blue, this background needs to be like this warm peach color, tan, off-white color. The background is, I'm going to make it different because Anna likes to travel, or Anna likes to travel, so she, you know, I'll have some sort of free landscape image, or and Thomas like sci-fi, so he makes stuff. Yeah, click that, it'll make that appear. Let's just set up the props right now. That'll be the easiest thing to do, and I might run out of time since I'm trying to limit an hour. I've got some New Year's Eve stuff to do. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I'm gonna load up a previous scene, and I'm gonna copy a object out of there. Kitchen has some good stuff, like the blender. Copy the blender. Because it's very basic. Excuse me, the blender in the kitchen is one of these props that I call, oh, there we go. I call it a interactive dialogue trigger, which basically means you click it and it plays some dialogue. There's not a lot going on there. Very simple. Together to keep it. New lobby button here. That'll take you back. Now we have a blender in the scene. Sweet. Anna has a blender in her office. That's not what we want. So we're going to use this as a template. And so I'm going to duplicate that again. And one of the things that we of the props is this picture. So let's go with the picture. Picture frame. Find the art for that. Come over to the sprite renderer. And I've already imported, whoops. I've already imported all of the art. It took a while to process. I had to resize all of the art. The art is much bigger than the 1920 by 1080 resolution that I'm shooting for the game. So in case we ever wanted to do some sort of 4K upgrade or something, we've got big art. So I wanted to shrink it down to make it more efficient in the actual builds of the game. And Unity behaves better with 2D rendering artifacts. Doesn't do 2D as many 2D rendering artifacts when you have a actual image that's the correct resolution. It does some funky things when you start shrinking down massive images to reach the 1920. They're getting weird jagged edges and stuff. So there's photo system. Yeah, I name everything. I have a consistent naming scheme. Photo sister small, large. Naming schemes are really important. Making games. Small. Scale should be 1:1. So I've already scaled these in Photoshop to be roughly the right size already. These don't have to be pixel perfect. They just have to be really close. Picture frame. Actually, that's the bad one. So the picture frame is going to make when you click it, it's going to make a bigger version appear. So I can't use interactive dialogue trigger for that. I have to use a different one. So let me go swipe one of those. Bathroom rubber duck will do. From the previous chapter. Down to scene props, and unload that scene, and don't save it. Now we have a rubber duck. Use that as a template. Basically, you can just keep this stuff off screen, and then just copy paste them, and then modify them. So these are two different prop types. The one, I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's find out. Do it live. All right. Oh no. Go. If I click this, she should say something. Blender is you. Great. Awesome. There's another character talking. Duck. Beacon. I've got to fix it so that Emily is hidden at dialogue. Or, sorry, when the level starts, this scene starts. Put her in the right place. That's some of the stuff I'll do later. Is put them in there, all the characters in starting positions, correct scale and direction that they're facing. Click this, a bigger version appears. What we want. That's two different prop types. One is you just click on it and they comment. Another is they click on it and it brings up a bigger version for the player to investigate and take a look at. So, with that in mind, copy rubber duck. Justice scale. Off. That's better. Okay, so we're gonna make this the frame. Hide that one. Purpose it. Do the energy drinks. That now, sorry. So switching gears. Let's turn this picture frame into the energy drinks. I did it again. You're gonna comment on that. Energy can. photo frame. Photo frame large. And all we gotta do is swap out the art. Sister small. And that up. Big one. Enable that so we can take a look at it. Not where we want. Definitely not the art we want. So we want the big picture. Oddly, a lot smaller than. Totally forgot all about Moltar. How's the music mix? By the way, can you hear me? Is it bad? I did a little test at the beginning. It's kind of hard for me to really test it appropriately. Am I too quiet? The music too loud? You can see here's Anna and her sister. Oh, awesome! Thanks. Thank you for feedback. This is Anna and her sister like to go on adventures. I wonder why this is so small. Because I sized it to look about like this on a 16:9 resolution here. Huh, I don't know. I'll investigate that later. I'll get it to about where I want it though. That's a good question though, because now I need to think about where I want Emily to be standing in this room. Because if I have her, standing like right here, you know, obviously you can click on these books in the game, so I don't want her there. Oh, and we gotta put this in 4:3. Because on the iPad, it's 4:3. And it's going to be a lot easier to port this game to iPad if I build this in, or set up the scenes with 4:3 in mind. So the way that we've done the art is we've basically keep everything that's relevant in the center of 4:3, and then the artist kind of extended the scenes out on the edges for extra context and flavor. The murderer was the yoga mat all along. There's a poisonous snake hiding in the yoga mat. Let's see. (16:9). That's what I'm. So maybe I'll just put her here. That way, yeah, that's pretty good. Don't think I'm going to have anybody else in this room. Maybe. I might put Anna in here. Not sure yet. I haven't begun writing that. I have an outline of what's going to happen in this final chapter, but I don't have. So I know all the props, I know the puzzles, I know the major beats, but the details of like, hey, who's in this room with her? You know, is Anna in the room with her? And this is Anna's office. Is she going to be in the room? If so, then they could both talk about stuff. If not, then Emily has to talk to herself and speculate. I'm not sure. I'll just leave it like this for now. So with that in mind, I can take the photo frame here, because the player will be able to clearly see it. Oh, but 4:3, keep that in mind. There we go. Okay. Alright. So, now what'll happen is we should make a stub. dialogue. Piece of dialogue. So if you look here, I have this dialogue, the interactive dialogue script, and it's talking about ducks, and that's not what we want. We need to come into apartment prop duck, duplicate that, and move that to chapter for the lab. Rename that to lab office. Actually, stick with the naming scheme. Prop photo frame. In fact, I'm going to make a folder for this room, just to keep everything organized. Listen to it. There we go. Okay, so that's a copy. It's completely wrong. So we need to... Yeah, I'm using scriptable objects. Actually, these are data files. But I do have a bunch of scripticals. I'm going to look and see if that Twitch name is available. And it's not now. So if you look, I have I do use a bunch of scriptable objects, even mostly for data. If you look at like puzzle data, it's as simple as this for a lot of stuff, like the paintings, the painting puzzle. It just tells you like what is the correct position for that one. What's the correct position for that? It enables me to basically edit stuff in here. I have a whole bunch of scene data. It says like what is the starting game state, what is the subscene that's the game object name basically that needs to be loaded, what is the subscene index. So this is pretty cool. The email data and the email on the computer, and this is where I gave up on trying to localize this game. Was trying to, when I came to the emails and the UI, and I was like, you know, if it takes off and it makes a bunch of money and I can afford to localize it, then I can swing back around and fix a couple of these things. All the dialogue, thankfully, is easily localized because the Yarn Spinner plugin that I use just works, supposedly. So yeah, audio data, music, Ada's theme, it tells you which thing, so I don't know. Scriptable objects are pretty cool. Glad Unity did it. These are just data Yarn files, but they have the same icon. Interesting. Let's see. All right, so photo frame. So you could do this in a Yarn editor, and I will do that later. But for just setting these things up, I will not do that because it's just much faster for setting up, stubbing in props. I'll come back around later and actually hook stuff up. Is that how I did it? Alright, so get rid of all that. And basically for a stub, I just do this. And I don't have any logic, it's just Emily saying something that I know it worked. Then we come into here, say photo frame start, and we tell it file to load. So the dialog, this will tell Yarn Spinner to, when it loads this prop, loads the scene. They are scriptable objects are almost magical. So basically, it'll load this script file, this Yarn file, and then it'll look, when you click on it, it looks for this talk to node, and it says, hey, activate. Wonder powers activate. Let's try it out. It explodes spectacularly. Oh, so the collision's wrong. You can tell already. The mouse is not working, so I'll have to fix that. It's the same collision as the duck. just much smaller than the frame. Click. And nothing. So, oh, there's an exception. Unassigned variable Emily. What? Okay. Emily. Look that up. That might be an artifact of moving between scenes. While we're in here, let's fix that collision. I tend to like to fix things as I find them. Like I focus on one one prop at a time until it works really well and it's kind of just done. It's stubbed in and it functions appropriately pretty much every way. Then I move on to the next one. That way I don't have a ton of stuff that's just kind of half-assed. It's whole-assed, I guess. It's a raging clue. It's true. That would be in chapter 2, in the nightstand. Photo frame start! Yay! That was the problem. So there. And then you can see nothing else is clickable because I have all the special code that says don't. Except you can open up this, which it is a work in progress. It used to work, but I'm re-engineering it. Cool. Okay, so the photo frame is stubbed in. All I need to do now is write the dialogue to go with it, and I'm not doing that right now. Cool. So let's move on to the next prop. Be the energy drinks. Someone's been burning the midnight oil. Because it butts up with this one, another clickable prop. So for this one, we just do the same thing. We just copy the dialogue file, prop, energy drinks. I'm gonna have some more of these in another scene. I'm gonna call this one Office Energy Drinks. I'm gonna change that naming scheme. I like having the underscore. There we go. I have to go back. Let me fix the photo frame. Oh, photo frame is updated. Energy drinks. Drinks. Blender start. No, that's not what we want. Frame start. Also not what we want. Office. Wait. Go. And we just hook that up. Everything matches up. That's good. That's good. Now I'm gonna have different audio clips. So I have a sound designer. She's working on different sound effects and stuff. So when you pick up objects, they'll have different sounds, and I'll be doing an audio pass next year. No, in the coming weeks. We'll be doing an audio pass for basically when you to just help it feel more immersive. When you click on an object and it appears bigger, it'll have a sound effect that is kind of custom to that. You open up a wallet and be like flop 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 flop. You open up some keys, they'll jingle, stuff like that. Office energy drink start. That's. I think I just discovered a clue. I mean, not a clue, a bug. So, this is a global bug that I'll have to fix. If you click on one of these things and dialogue is happening, it hides the journal. Good, because I don't want you clicking on the journal. There's dialogue up. Just introduces bugs. But if you click on this thing... Oh, I was wrong. Never mind. Crisis averted. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Alright. I could, so another thing, I could copy... Yes. Let's do this. Let's duplicate this collision box. Yeah. And edit it. So that it's over this bottle too. Alright. Now... Hey Ziggy, welcome back. Thanks for coming again. I checked out your game, The Skeleton. That looked pretty cool. I haven't bought it yet, but I was watching the screenshots anyway. Really quick, it looked pretty cool. Oh man, I'm trying to outrun a skeleton. Oh. Oh right, I need to add the. Okay, hold on. I know what's wrong. That's the background. Whoops. So I need to add a single bottle. Duplicate that. Everything on it. Other than the sprite renderer. Energy can. Ta-da! This is all the easy part. Honestly, the hooking up the props is the fun and easy part of this. There's so much done behind the hood to get to this part where I can be like, you know what, this might stream well. Let me look into this one. And so, let me look at stuff I can stream that's more visible, because a lot of this game is just coding or dialogue writing, and that doesn't stream very well. All right, now. Now when you hover over the single can or the triple cans, all three of them should highlight. Of course there's this one over here, but meh. I am a liar. That's not gonna work. Because it's part of the highlighting is part of the interactive dialogue trigger. That won't work. My little hope to do that will not work. I will have to go back to Photoshop and make those one object, and I'll do that later. Let me disable that. Got too ambitious. Flew too close to the sun. Trying to flex. Oh yeah, the props on the thing. The cool cat. Oh. Do the travel props next. Those are just a comment. Travel trinkets. What it looks like right now. Get rid of that collider we don't need. Change the art. Did it again. Do that. How does that happen? Here we go. Perfect. Now it's a Monty Python game. I should put this in for like a microtransaction, like for $1 you could add, this would be your cursor. This giant ridiculous finger. Okay. There will be no microtransactions in this game. Made travel trinkets. No. Let's go behind the bottle. Okay. That looks pretty good. That work? Okay, so the energy drinks are on, they are in 200. All the other and travel trinkets are in 200, so we give them an order and a layer. There used to be method to my madness for ordering for numbers. I was like, oh, props are on level 200 and characters are on 500, and then it's become a mess. I don't have a standard anymore. I just fix it per scene now, per instance. All right, travel trinkets are there. So now let's adjust the box collider. I don't really like having these giant colliders that encompass too much. Like, I don't want to have it like this. Damn it, I did it again. Dear Unity, I would like that to not happen. I don't really like it when the colliders are massive, like this white empty space. You move the mouse over and then this whole thing lights up, and that feels weird. So I'm gonna combine multiple colliders. Oh, ActionScript memories. The days of ActionScript. Rest in peace, Flash. Today's its last day, I think. Officially dead as of today, I believe. All those Newgrounds games. Those two could be true. But okay, it's okay if these overlap on top of each other. Make it a little bigger for touch controls. Add a third one for the tropical palm tree that I wish I was sitting under right now. Instead, it's 30-some degrees where I am. There we go. Nice. So when the mouse goes over any of these collision boxes, it will trigger the interactive trigger dialog. I have like an on-mouse enter sort of event that's waiting for a mouse to appear. Speaking of that, time to travel. Let's about travel. Duplicate that again. And we're going to edit it. Sorry if I'm flying too fast. Okay. So the dialogue script is created. And also talk through like every step I do. It does say Pendo. So Pendo is this little window here, this Pendo is a thing made by Shell Games that it's part of the Shell Games Unity framework that we're allowed to use for side projects, and it honestly I can't believe it's not part of Unity. Effectively, it's a favorites list of anything over here in the project. So if I wanted to add this and be able to quickly get to it, right there it is. So it's basically just a way to bookmark favorites. I think at one point it was supposed to be released to the public and it just didn't happen for some reason. I'm not sure. I wasn't around for those days. But I find it useful for just maintaining my scenes. What are my levels? What are my scenes? That's pretty much what I have. And you can have tabs as well. I could create a tab of like just the characters, or these are the prefabs I like to edit often. Let's see. Where were travel trinkets? Hey, you could read the text this time. Let's hook up travel trinkets. Save because it's been a while. And let's see if I hooked everything up right. Go. It looks good. Travel trinkets start. There we go. Nice and hooked up. This looks so easy, but man, let me tell you, it took me forever to set all this stuff up and to come up with standards. And now it's just quick and easy. Honestly, I should make another game like this using just copy pasting this project, because it'll be done in 6 months instead of 2 years. So let's copy. Gotta do the yoga mat next. I guess that's how you spell it. Mat. Yoga. Mat. Kind of line that up around this. Put that back on the default of 200 just to make sure. Keep things clean. We will not be needing. Well, find out. For things, as far as I know, you can't really rotate these things. So for something that's weird at an angle, I've found I've had to do weird stacky thing where I have to edit. Kind of do this business. It's not great. There's something down here. Tovar says, what happens if you put a collider inside of a child game object and a rotate child game? I think I tried that and I think it exploded because my code is hard coded to expect the collider on the object itself, which is my own fault. This is a hell of my own making, because I didn't think too far ahead for that. That would definitely be in the next version. I think for now I'm just gonna do this because it works. But yeah, that's definitely a better solution. Oh no. What? That collider. Aha. Yeah, this is definitely something that goes on the list of things to fix. If I already read this framework that I've built, because it's not the end of the world, it just takes a little extra time, and it definitely looks like I'm an idiot. Like, which one is it? So dumb, but it works. I feel like that, when I was in AAA, that came up a lot. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this works. It's so dumb, but it works. Ship it. People get, especially programming, gets really hung up on like doing it the right way, and it's like, the player will never know. But he's gonna know. Ah, yes. Raffle trinket start. Yeah, see, we gotta hook up the dialogue now. The mat. A flame. Oh, haven't created it yet. Derp. Oh, there's definitely going to be a Yoga Fire, some sort of Street Fighter reference in this game when I write the dialogue. Maybe the brand name is Yoga Fire. Oh, dude, that's what it'll be. So, there's hot yoga, and there's jokes in chapter 1 about hot yoga. So maybe that's it. Some sort of, there's something there. So now I'm distracted by the dialogue, the jokes. Let's go. How's the text looking? Does it look better this stream? Last stream it was you know, the text was hard to read, what I was told. I'm running at 1920 by 1080 this time. Yoga mat start. Okay. Holy crap, we're up to 50 minutes already? Awesome, thanks. Oh, we gotta hook up all these books. Okay. Well, I'm gonna definitely be going over my hour, but... Oh, that's awesome, because for me it's fuzzy. Whoever says it's easy to read, even advanced AI psychology. It's like an eye test. This is fuzzy for me on my display, but for you guys it should look pretty crisp, because it's out streaming at 1080p, but my monitor is like a ultra wide weirdo monitor, so but I'm running it at 1080p. Okay, well, I'm gonna hook up these books and then call this stream done. Oh wait, the computer. We'll see where we get. Maybe I'll go for a little longer than an hour. I mean, I'm definitely going for longer than an hour. But, because I want to get these books done. Computer is a black hole of time. That thing is... I've actually thought about making a kind of cleaning up this computer, this interactive computer that you click on and then it brings up stuff and you can do stuff in the computer, kind of like Deus Ex or Fallout. And I was thinking about actually packing it up and making it like a prefab to sell on the Unity Asset Store for like $5 or something. There's a lot of work went into it, even though it looks really simple. But you know, I'm sure other people want little computers you can click on and brings up a screen and have stuff. Yeah, I could get rid of 2 now. I have other stuff. Let's do a lot, not the yoga mat. Let's do something simple like the. Okay, some of these books you can click on and they'll be bigger. Some of them are just you comment on. So let's start with energy drinks. Yeah, that'll be the easy one. So this will be change the art for this one. Do the first book. Advanced AI. Slide that sucker in. I'm just going to create these all at once. This one, the Diabolus Ex Machina, is going to be a one that you can click on and it will be a bigger one you can take a look at. So that one and the Tough Choices for Good People book are ones you can actually open and examine, take a look at. So, but the Advanced AI Psychology, Programming AI in the Positronic Age, and Counseling AI, those are all ones you just click on and they just bring up some flavor dialogue, flavor text. If it wasn't obvious, Anna is what I'm calling an AI psychologist in this future world, where she works with the AIs to sort of counsel them and train them as they learn how to do stuff. I'm gonna shrink it, coding AI, because I just don't like huge file names. Go. And then the last one, counseling and change its art. Yeah, having the background with the actual art that the artist put in, having all these props in is really, really helpful. Quickly assembling where these props should be without having to have too many problems with it. This Calculus Sutra book. Sounds like a very Futurama thing. Photo frame is something you can click on and you can. Oh man, I just realized that this weird angle, these collision boxes are going to be a nightmare. So copying the picture frame, photo frame, we have book Diabolus. Diabolus small, Diabolus large. I figure this is a play. Obviously, this may or may not be obvious. This is a play on, you know, Deus Ex Machina, God in the machine, this devil in the machine. Since you know that the whole premise, or not premise, but one of the themes of this game is AI, rogue AI. Is Ada the AI she rogue? Does she want sentience? Is she going to turn Terminator and hunt us all down? We don't know. And so that's part of the mystery of the game that you get to uncover. Go. Take a look at the cover of the book. This reminds me of the Futurama Devil Bot. I think it's the color scheme. Or Rodimus Prime. You 80s kids. I never had an Optimus Prime toy. I had a Rodimus Prime toy. Feel gypped. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'll hook up all the dialogue once I hook up all this art. And another one that you can click on and look at is Tough Choices. Tough choices. All of these have some sort of meaning for the game, the mystery. They're not just random books, they all have a purpose. If you click on them, you're not wasting your time. You start getting, you could get clues for the game, for the mystery at the end. Hopefully. But the thing that's going to be tricky about Tough Choices, this is a triple layer or a double layer, so I'll have to look into this one, I think, in a little bit, because it's going to be a little tricky, because this one is going to spawn another one, which is the open book. You can click it and you can open it. You see the cover, you see the little one, you click it, it brings to the cover. Emily makes a comment, you're like, oh, whoa, tough choices for good people, wonder what that's about. Click the book, it opens the book, and then there may or may not be a clue in here or some extra information. So that's a tricky one. I will have to look at later to make sure that I gotta make sure my code even supports that. So I will mess with that later. But for right now, we at least have the art hooked up. There. All of the art for this scene is hooked up, except for when you click on the computer and the background of the computer. I actually have to go into I'm gonna have to go into Photoshop and actually make the art asset proper for that. So, like, you can see it, but all of this needs to match the room. The colors and everything is all wrong. They're all wrong. So I'll have to fix that later. Let's create some dialogue so that when you click on these things, let's take a step. Let's create the dialogue. I was going to say let's do the collider boxes, but they might be tricky because they're at that weird angle. Or is it this way? I don't know. Okay. Book. Putting AI. Duplicate. How's my, can you guys hear my mouse or keyboard it really loudly? The last time when I rewatched the, my stream from last time, the clicking was really loud. So I put some, noise filters in OBS to kind of, minimize them, and it seemed like it was working pretty well. Or says no. Good. I was shocked at how well it worked. I put in like a noise gate and like a noise suppression. I also put a compression filter, so if I were to scream or something, it would blow your eardrums. I'm learning. I'm learning stuff. Takes time. All right. Let's. I'm gonna stick to this. Yeah. Book. Coding AI. Go away. So I actually use a combination of Visual Studio Pro for the actual code and tangent while I do this, and Visual VS Code for this dialogue editing. I'm a huge fan of Sublime. I've been thinking about switching back to Sublime for the text editing here, but honestly, I've been doing so much of it in the actual Yarn editor versus this text editor or IDE. I don't know if it's worth it. It just kind of works decent. I have to use Visual Studio Code though for the as of yet unannounced consoles. They require it. They or it require it. So that's a thing. Code. It's just I was using it before console stuff. Before I got dev kits and things. I was using VS Code for actual coding, and it was okay. It was pretty wonky. Doing debugging, Unity would just randomly not. It just would randomly just not work, and frustrating. I was spending lots of time like reinstalling VS Code and stuff like that. It feels a little too early to be switching to it full time. I'm also running on a older version of Unity, like 2019. So that might have been fixed. I don't know. All right, let's see what happens. Office energy drink. That's derp. I have to hook them up for reals. Okay, so this one is advanced AI. Plop. Oh. That should work. Coding AI. I love the Yarn Spinner plugin. If you guys are interested in adding dialogue to your game, it is very cool. Once you get it set up and going, it's super easy to work with. I was able to customize all kinds of things with it, and it's been really nice. Highly recommend. So now you can see it's really easy for me to just quickly come in here and set things up really quickly. It took a while to get there, but now it's really easy. Let's test them out. Advanced AI psychology. Right. Have to mess. Coding AI. Counseling AI. Those work. So let's look at the collision of Diabolos. That one's not working. This is so weird. What happens if we just do this? Just have them going up and down. Not good enough. Don't let people click on the spine. Oh, that's why. Coding. I like how my artist made the coding AI book massive, or programming one, because that I didn't even ask for that, but it's so perfect. He does coding as well. He's making his own game, which actually cameos in this game. And it's super cool. But I love that he was like, yeah, no, coding. That book's gonna be huge. Oh man, that up to. Whoops. There we go. You know what? This is gonna be interesting to see how this works on this bookshelf works on touchscreens, because fingers. Hey, good to, thanks for tuning in, Drinky Code. Glad you tuned in. Happy New Year's to you as well. Now this is the final Studio Nightcap stream of the year, and only the second one, but you know. Test everything out. This one you won't open. Putting start. Photo frame. See, there we go. This is why we test everything. Still has the old thing hooked up. No node named Book Diabolus AI Start. Really? Did I misspell it? I am not a Latin genius. Oh. Ah. Close enough. Missing. Doesn't have AI in the name. Oh yeah, Mike, I knew it was you. I just never know if people were cool saying people's real names on stream, so I use handles. But that's cool. Hope you're doing well. Having a good break. Right. I think we've got this kind of wrapped up. Books anyway. Oh no, nope. Stop. Undo. Stop, Unity, stop. This is still broken. That one's still talking about tough choices. That's the one. Talking about photo frame. Nice to travel trinkets. Fun. Okay. Tough choices. Good people. I realized that there's a lot of things in this game that philosophically seem like they should be in the good place, and there is that show is amazing if you haven't watched it, and that some of it is in the good place. I didn't even realize it. Like I'd written pieces of the dialogue and then watched some episodes from the Good Place and was like, huh, they're gonna think I copied the Good Place, but oh well, I'm not changing it. Tough choices. Oh. I didn't create one. Such choices. I don't want to know what that book is. So this is a good example of where I wish I had Sublime for this. So if you look here, you could select this, right? Oh, it kind of did. Oh, here. So it selects this, and maybe there's a way to do this in Visual Studio Code, and I just don't know it. But in Sublime, which I used to be really good at, you could basically have it automatically go through and edit multiple lines at the same time. I think for the next project, I'm going to really look into switching to Sublime for the day-to-day coding, and then just use Visual Studio as my debugger. Because I like the debugger in Visual Studio a lot, especially with the way it works with Unity. But I really miss the actual day-to-day coding of Sublime and all those features because they're really, really nice. Also need to buy a Sublime license because I've never bought one for myself. Yeah, I've already been starting to think about next project, and I've already got like a bunch of tools set up. I basically am going to be copying over a lot of stuff from this project, like all of the debugging, frame rate thing, the console, the game console, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be bringing it over into the new project. I'm hoping will be 3D. And what? Yeah, and so it'll give me all of the stuff I've developed for this game, give me a head start for the next game, which will be really nice. And I'm thinking about switching up my tools. Like, I already know Maya really well. I've been using Maya for years, but Blender has made some really significant advances lately. That's looking really cool. So I'm thinking about taking like a month off from making an actual game and just kind of playing around with Blender, playing around with getting Sublime integrated with the Unity IntelliSense kind of code completion, getting all that kind of working, kind of just upgrade my... I'm a big fan of upgrading your processes. The faster, you shouldn't live with stupid stuff like this collision. Ideally, I only live with that because it's like 2 props in the whole game that I have to do that for. I could spend 2 hours fixing the code to do it, or I could just spend 5 minutes just brute forcing it. Yeah. Right, let's get here. I'll give you a tour of these other places. We have the Vanguard office. I gotta figure out what to do with these things. We have Ada's core room. The most water-cooled room computer ever. Control room. Spoilers. Alright. Yoga mat works. Okay, yeah, so right now, with this scene, all I really need to do is... Oh, I can get rid of the temp background now. So now that I've... Oh, wait, there's one more. And there's a bug. No node named Travel Trinket Start. That's... Yeah, thanks, I don't need the code. What? Aha! It's referencing... So... What's going on there is nothing is loading. So even though the Travel Trinkets the Travel Trinkets yarn dialog file exists in Unity, nothing in the game is actually referencing it. So it's not being loaded. So I have to bring that over here to the Travel Trinkets game object. And how in the world was that working? Was it? And I just missed it. Thanks, Mike. Have fun with the family dinner. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good New Year's. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap things up here shortly. The next probably 10-15 minutes. Cause I need to put the champagne on ice or something. Years. Happy 2021, everybody. Hopefully. I don't think there's any meteors in the forecast. Oh no! I can't escape. Yeah, this is broken. I'll have to fix this computer. Yeah, this scene is done for the most part, other than dialogue and fixing the computer to work and changing the computer's art to match this room. And I'm going to swap background away from the temp and to the office. You can see, I knew it. There's one last prop, the keyboard. And apparently that energy drink off to the side, which I need to go into Photoshop and edit the art for the file, so I can do that in a bit. Alright, let's do the keyboard, and then I will wrap things up. Keyboard, who's got the keyboard? That. My carry. I try to stay pretty organized in my scenes, as you can tell. I really like doing this sort of hierarchy thing. It's like, oh, the debug stuff is all under debug, which I currently have turned off. Because it's easier to see. Here it's not showing up. Oh, that's the wrong debug stuff. This is old legacy stuff that I'm keeping around. So I just have it turned off so that's prettier for you guys to look at, and I don't really need it right now. Alright. Excuse me, let's do keyboard. The keyboard is going to be like the photo frame, in that you can click on it and it will bring up a bigger version of it. Small part keyboard. Alright, I've already got the art again. What is it I'm clicking that does that? I'm totally gonna go back and watch, because I've done it like 4 times. I click on, go to click on this, and I miss. It hides the window. Okay. Keyboard. Close enough. Edit that collider box. Again, this is an angled one, but see how this feels before I go doing craziness. I'm gonna call this one Anna Office Keyboard because there's multiple might be another keyboard later, and I want to make sure that I know which one it is. Like if an error message pops up and it's like, keyboard not found, I'm like, which one? I'm a big fan of naming schemes. Alright, go. The stub dialogue has been created. Let's make this in. Let's load up the actual keyboard. Now these are effectively prefabs. You can see that's blue. Keyboard small is blue. And this has a little plus sign, which is an object that's been added to that prefab. And I haven't actually applied those changes. If I were to come up here and hit apply all to all the things that have been overridden and change the prefab itself, I haven't really messed with it too much because what I have is just working, and I'm honestly trying to finish the project, so maybe I clean it up. Maybe. I know, I sound so haphazard. One of the things I like to do in this game is when you click on a prop, I have it hide the thing that you clicked on. When it loads the bigger version of it, it makes it feel more like you picked it up. Just a game feel thing. Anything I can do in this game is very limited in what your players are doing. So anything I can do to make the game feel better, like they're actually interacting in the world, any tiny little thing like that goes a long way, I think. I like to make sure. See, I could hide it. I could just hide the keyboard you clicked on when this thing appears, but then you wouldn't see it disappear. So if I make it visible and you click on it, it goes away. It just feels like it's been clicked on. I feel. Maybe I'm crazy. Alright, the keyboard should be hooked up. Really? Oh, it did hide it. It's the old background. Oh. Totes is. Oh, it's not loading it. I need to load it. There we go. Okay, now I can swap back to the proper background, because that's why it was looking like it wasn't hiding, making me look higher. Okay, now we have the real background. As you can tell, so I have a script. If you look at, just super quick side thing, we have the office. Whoops. So I have, actually I need to change this to hide all these other characters. I have these custom yarn commands that hide characters, show characters around, flip them, you know, which way are they facing, or they have them walking across the screen, etc. So I basically have this. So you'll notice that Emily will. She starts out where I want her, just like here, and then when the scene starts, it pops up, and she teleports backwards and grows and moves. That's not where we want her, but that's because that yarn script gets executed. So this happens. So basically what happens is the scene starts, and then it grabs the this dialog file and it runs it automatically for the scene, each scene itself. So like every object in the game has a dialogue script to it, the scenes themselves have a dialogue script as well. That gets run automatically when you load the scene. This sub-scene, as I call them, is ran, and then so it shows Emily, hides all the other characters, and then sets her scale, position, and sort order to this, which is incorrect for the scene. For every scene I need to go through and fix all of those, the starting position, all of them. And then, this is where scriptable objects come in again, if you were tuned in earlier. I have all of that, once all of that data is set in stone and where I want it, I will then re-enter it into the scriptable objects that are in the scene, or in Unity, because the save game system needs those. So when, let's say that you've made it to this scene and you've saved, the game saves in this room, and then you close the game out and you come back later, it's going to grab all of the data from the scriptable objects to basically set up the scene appropriately. That's an extreme simplification. But trust me, it works. I've tested it. Okay, so she does that. Now when we click on the keyboard, it should disappear. There we go. It's picked it up. There's not, because you get this weird dissonance. It's like, okay, there's two objects, right? Like there's the keyboard on the ground, but here's the big one that's supposed to be picked up and looking under it. Like that's weird. Why are there two? So it just makes the world feel more real. Likewise, the picture can't be helped because I wanted it to be huge. You just click on everything before I wrap up. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Oh no, I did it again. Blind clicking. Advanced AI, that works. Goblin works. Coding. This one I'll have to hook up the. I'll have to go do a code dive on that one. Oh yeah, you can see also for that one. Like, yeah, see Diabolus, the book comes out. Oh. That's ugly. I'm gonna have to fix that art. I want a screenshot for this one. So this is my feedback system that I did not write. I believe his name is Noah Radcliffe or something. I apologize if you're up at Rochester, New York. He wrote this amazing feedback plugin for Unity that integrates with Trello. So basically what I do here is like so this is a bug, and so I'm planning on having a closed beta, and honestly I'm probably going to launch the game with this initially to let people give me some feedback. So they basically can fill this in, it takes a screenshot, it grabs their system information, so I know what like video card, what resolution they're playing on, how much memory they have, what their CPU is, and then so basic system information, a screenshot, and then it takes all of that, oh, and the Unity log, which is extremely helpful for trying to track down things. It takes all of that, packs them up, and then sends them off to Trello. I have a Trello board set up, and then I can basically look at stuff and have, it's basically a bug report or feedback, right? Like you could, if you say like, I don't like, or let's say it's like, I find having a yoga mat next to a palm tree offensive. You know, I don't know if that's a real thing, but maybe it is. And somebody is welcome to send that kind of information. And I hope that they do send that kind of information. Helps me grow. Helps me fix things. So then you pick how you're feeling. That's just for me as a color coding in Trello. And you know what? I'll show you this. Why not? Let's pick this, because I'm not angry about it, but I'm just like, ugh, I gotta do this. Thanks for the feedback. This came in extremely handy at this came in really handy at MagFest when I had a ton of feedback. And if anybody's watching that went to MagFest, thank you so much. I got a ton of feedback. You guys were awesome at hitting F1 and submitting feedback about the game. You pointed out continuity errors, like, hey, Kyle says it's this thing, but that thing hasn't happened yet. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta fix that. You found typos. It was very helpful. So made the game better, and I'm hoping that when the closed beta and then the full game goes out, people will submit that kind of feedback and I can make quick fixes. So let me be right back to get to the Trello board without revealing any personal. Alright, we're back. This is my Trello board for my tasks. So as you can see, process and import chapter 3 art. That's actually done. Stream chapter 3 art hookup. I'm not going to get to all of it today, but I'm going to go ahead and hook up the rest of chapter 3 art off stream. I just wanted to get one last stream in before the end of the year. But let's find that feedback, eh? I have a Vanguard feedback board. Hey, there it is. So there it is. So this column has bugs. This column has feedback. As you can see, there's this really nasty bug that I cannot track down, and it really is frustrating. It only happens in the build version on Steam. It's this blank screen. Like everything works except for none of the graphics are rendering, and I cannot figure it out. I even poked Unity. They tried to help. They have no idea. So that's going to be a fun one to try to fix. But yeah, here's the bug report. So here's the text I entered. Here's my screenshot. Here's the resolution and my system information with my CPU, GPU, and all that stuff. And it's got the Unity log. Super, super handy. Highly recommend. Okay. I just want to make sure everything... Do not click. Alright, I think we're good, because I know I clicked on this stuff earlier. Is the password Wander? Is that the real password? Da da da. Cool. Well, everybody, thanks for following along on this journey. I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been an hour and 35 minutes, which is, you know, pretty long for me, just getting started on this stuff. I definitely want to thank you guys. Whoop. Messing up my... I definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been great hanging out. Feel free to subscribe, or whatever they call it, on whatever platform you're watching, because I'm currently streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook all at the same time. So yeah, smash that like and subscribe button, as they say. But okay, anyway, everybody have a good New Year's Eve. I hope your 2021 starts out awesome, and yeah, have a good night. Take care, guys. Bye.